One thing that really bugs me in this country at the moment, and also America as well, from where I've been hearing things from over there, is the way the criminal justice system works, or is failing to work, as the case may be. And you see crimes that are being prosecuted which shouldn't really be, and other smaller matters being looked into which are completely irrelevant. And it's leading to a massive increase in crimes of a violent nature, both here and over there. And you wonder where it's all going wrong. Well, there's very much to blame in a lot of quarters, and I'll give you some examples now. How do everyone? Welcome back to the channel for a Tuesday. Hope you're doing all right. I'm out here sat in my car just doing the last few videos of the day for you, including this one. And I'm really intrigued about the criminal justice system here in America and what's happening and how things are working. I mean, if we start with America first, I saw a really awful report from New York City, fairly near the 3-2 precinct, involving a shootout between a gentleman and two police officers. These two police officers were called to a domestic violence incident, which they turned up to, and this gentleman in this house, who was a son of a mother who called them in his 40s, what the hell he was doing living at home in his 40s anyway, I do not know, opened fire on these two officers with a handgun with a high capacity magazine capable of holding 40 rounds of ammunition. And unfortunately, one of these officers lost their life and the other is in a critical condition. That's Jason Rivera on the left and his partner, who both attended the incident. Jason Rivera was tragically killed by this assailant on the scene, and his partner was very, very critically injured and is still on the danger list in hospital. And I pray that they both recover. And watching, some of the NYPD channels that I watch, you can see how very much in mourning and distressed they are by this whole episode. Because at the end of the day, how was it allowed to happen? Thankfully, a third officer intervened and shot the suspect, or the perp, as we should really rightly call him, before he could do harm to anyone else. And I've since learned that the perp passed away, obviously as a result of his injuries, and now New York is in mourning. And I also read another incident from Atlanta as well. Have a look at this one. This 6-month-old baby tragically was killed by a stray bullet, where the car he was in with his, parents ended up coming across a shootout in the middle of the street in Atlanta. Stray bullet through the car, and the child unfortunately passed away after being taken to hospital, and every effort being made to try and stabilise them and save them. Yet more gun violence. I'm not having a go at the Second Amendment. The Americans hold this dear to their heart. The right to defend themselves, the right to bear arms, has been enshrined in their constitution since the very beginning, and that's not what this is about. What this is about is how these guns get into the hands of these people in the first place. How are they misused by these people in the first place to commit these heinous crimes? And to be honest, I feel like they're allowed to get away with it. You look at places like New York at the moment, where you've got a district attorney in place, Bragg I think his name is, that says they're not going to want to prosecute lower end crimes. And there's certain crimes where there would be jail time before, where there might not necessarily be so now. So you get a situation where they think, oh, we can get away with it, that's okay, and they come out shooting, robbing and committing all sorts of other offences. It's an utter disgraceful turn of events, and it's not only New York, it's right across America, all over the place, and it's becoming very, very dangerous. If you want a overview of this whole thing, go and look on Police Off the Cuff, and they did an episode where there was Bill Cannon, Phil Grimaldi, a retired police chief, and another guy they called Bean as a nickname. And they actually spoke about this situation, and the police chief gave some very valid arguments and suggestions as to what should happen to put it right. And the problem is this progressive nature of these politicians in place now won't want to know. They won't want to do it. They won't want to offend anybody. They won't want to acknowledge the problems. And they won't want to incarcerate anybody and actually punish people for committing the most serious of crimes. That's America. Now you move over to the UK. I did a video earlier today about a woman that was stabbed to death in London. And, you know, a further attack was only avoided when a passing driver ran the attacker over in his car. And it was stopped. Everybody's calling him a hero. Yet he was had up and arrested for murder. Is this guy going to be prosecuted? You tell me. What choice did that guy have? Was he supposed to drive on by? Call the police? What was he supposed to do? But more importantly, why was this situation allowed to develop in the first place? A guy in broad daylight with a dangerous knife killing somebody. And it's not the first time, is it? You look all over London, kids, all sorts of things all over the place. Why is it happening? Do we have the same problem as America? Are the police really on their knees? Are they inept? Are there not enough of them to do the job properly? Are there so many red tape, bureaucracy and bullshit in the way that they can't do their job and they're completely paralysed? It sucks. I'll tell you a personal example. I know of a case where a kid I know was assaulted in August 2020 and he had his 2 teeth knocked out at the front. And we're now in January 2022 and we've only just found out now that there will be some action on this. It took 2 months for them to actually, pull the suspect in for interview. It was absolutely crazy. What has gone so horribly wrong with the justice system in our countries? You tell me, because I'm at a loss. I really am. Anyway, I'll see you soon with another one. Toodaloo.